Welcome back to another episode of All Things Weather with Anthony and Brodie. We'll get straight to Tropical Storm Debby here in just a minute, but let's check on the tropics. And yeah, we've got this one area of tropical wave just near the Lesser Antilles. That's going to move off to the west. Only about a 30% chance of formation within the next 7 days. But we need to stay close. Stay watch and watch forecast trends over the next probably week and a half. Especially if you live along the Gulf Coast, as this could impact or try to sneak into the Gulf of Mexico. But let's get straight to Debby. She made landfall as a hurricane this morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time near Steinhatchee, Florida, as a Category 1 hurricane. Winds clocking in at 80 miles per hour. And right now we're at a 65 mile per hour tropical storm as it moves off to the north and east. But look at the slow movement of this storm from tonight at 7 p.m. to Tuesday to Wednesday. We're like barely even moving. It's going to take 24 hours for this thing just to get out of Georgia. And that means it's going to dump a lot of rain. It's then eventually going to impact places off into the Virginia near Washington, D.C. and the Maryland area. But watches and warnings right now is at 2:30 Central Standard Time. We got a tornado watch, Jacksonville, Florida, the coastline of Georgia, and a few counties out into far southwestern South Carolina. The areas in green, that's a flood watch. The maroon colors, that's a tropical storm warning. And of course, all your eyeballs go to the flashing polygon just to the west of Jacksonville for Suwannee County. That is an emergency flash flood warning. As we take a look at the power outages over the past little bit, we are 90, 70, 80, 90% to 100% of customers without power, especially in the Big Bend, Florida, where it made landfall into southwest or southern Georgia near Valdosta. The power outages, I'm sad to say, are just going to keep going up as we go through the Carolinas into Georgia. Rainfall over the past 2 days, but most of this came and fell within the span of yesterday alone. For on that Sunday, that's when all this rain fell. 10 inches near the Tampa Bay area. Near Sarasota, about 14.5 inches of rain. If you're in Sarasota, you're going to need a boat to get around for like the next 2 weeks. As we go to West Palm Beach areas off to the east, very little rain, just about 1 inch to 1.5 inches in areas further eastward. But you can definitely see the rainfall gradient. You go from 3, 4, 5, 10 inches of rain to 2 inches. Yeah, that's what tropical systems can do, is the tight gradient of rainfall. As we go a little bit further north, we're just west of St. Augustine, about 3.5 inches of rain. And then we're that emergency flash flood warning for Lake City and Suwannee County. That's about 14.5 inches of rain has fallen over the past really 24 hours. And that will go through Monday afternoon into the evening hours for that flash flood emergency. But as we look at the storm surge, we got about 3 to 6 feet of storm surge for the entire Georgia coastline and the portions of the South Carolina coastline. That's in the areas of yellow. There's also where storm surge warnings are also in effect. And then once you get to the blue areas near Myrtle Beach to Wilmington, North Carolina, down to Jacksonville, you're about 1 to 3 feet of storm surge. You're on a storm surge watch. As we continue along with flash flooding, a high risk for flash flooding. Very rare. We don't see these a lot from the nation's Weather Prediction Center. A high risk of 4 out of 4 for Jacksonville, the entire Georgia coastline, and portions of the southwestern coastline of South Carolina. And we do it again tomorrow. Same high risk. Savannah, Hilton Head, Charleston, Myrtle Beach, North Myrtle Beach. That's for your Monday. For your Tuesday, we do it again. Charleston, North Myrtle Beach, Wilmington, North Carolina, places like that. So we're going to see a lot of rainfall over the next probably 3 days. And look, we're even off the charts over here, 10 to 20 inches of rain. We could see sunspots up here nearing 30 inches of rain. So you're talking about 3 feet of freshwater flooding. Then you've got 1 to 3 feet of storm surge. That's salt water above normally dry ground. So you're getting about 4 feet of water on dry ground normally. So that's going to cause some just astronomical amounts of flash flooding within these areas because of this slow moving tropical storm.